God hath said, ye shall not eat of it, neither shall ye touch it, unless ye die.
Go ahead.
And the serpent said unto the woman, ye shall not surely die.
See, this serpent is the devil, because snakes don't talk. Snakes' little tongue, they don't talk. Go ahead.
For God doeth know that in the day ye eat thereof, then your eyes shall be open, and you shall be as gods, knowing good and evil.
And I asked the lady today, because she was talking about this story, and she say some people, I was telling her about the dietary law, and she was saying, well, some people don't know what fruit you're supposed to eat, because they don't know what fruit it was in the garden. Brothers and sisters, ain't no food gonna cause you to be smart and know something. Otherwise, skip college, we'll be going out here trying to pick berries. But he said here, it said, for God knoweth, so it said, and the serpent said unto the woman, ye should not surely die, for God knoweth that in the day ye eat thereof, then your eyes shall be open, and ye should be as gods, knowing good and evil. See, the day you start listening to me, then I got some stuff I can tell you. This is what's going on in the story, but keep reading though.
And when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, and that it was pleasant to the eyes, and a tree to be desired to make one wise, she took of the fruit thereof, and did eat, and gave also unto her husband with her, and he did eat.
Okay, let's skip over to verse 9.
And the Lord God called unto Adam, and said unto him, where art thou?
So now, God, the Lord God is in the garden. That's who he was in the garden with Adam and Eve. Go ahead.
And he said, I heard thy voice in the garden, and I was afraid, because I was naked, and I hid myself. And he said, who told thee that thou was naked?
So he didn't say, I see you done ate from the apple and you done learned something. No, he said, who told you you was naked? See, it was information that was being exchanged between the serpent and Eve. Go ahead.
Hast thou eaten of the tree whereof I commanded thee that thou shouldest not eat?
And he said, had you eaten of the tree? See, when you read the Bible, quite often, the Bible refers to uses trees as a reference to people. Like it said in Matthew chapter 7, beware of false prophets. You should know them by what? They fruits. Just like it said in Psalm chapter 1. It says, for you should be like a tree planted by the rivers of waters. Or like when John the Baptist said that he was going to put the axe to the tree and hew it down and throw it and cast it in the fire. You know what I'm saying? So quite often the Bible uses trees as a reference to people, right? So he said here, he asked him, he said, who told you you was naked? Has thou eaten from this tree? Has you talked to Satan? That's what he want to know. Go ahead. In verse 12.
And the man said, the woman whom thou gavest to be with me, she gave me of the tree, and I did eat. And the Lord God said unto the woman, what is this that thou hast done? And the woman said, the serpent beguiled me, and I did eat. And the Lord God said unto the serpent, because thou hast done this, thou art cursed above all cattle, and above every beast of the field. Upon thy belly thou shalt go, and dust shalt thou eat all the days of thy life. And I will put my enmity between thee and the woman, and between thy seed and her seed. It shall bruise thy head, and thou shalt bruise his heel.
Okay, so we're gonna get to that part just a little later. But right now, let us go over to Ezekiel chapter 28. Because I'm telling you, the serpent was there. I'm telling you, the serpent was Satan, right? And I'm about to prove it though. See, that's the thing about the Bible; it proves itself. You don't have to take my word for something like this. You know what I'm saying? You take the Bible line upon line and precept upon precept. You go here a little and there a little, and the Bible shows itself out. It's a puzzle that you put together. Ezekiel chapter 28, and let's pick this up at verse 12.
Son of man, take up a lamentation upon the king of Tyre.
Now notice something else we see here. It's talking to the king of Tyre. Now I'm just gonna take the cat out the bag. Behind all these kings of this earth is Satan. So when he talking in this chapter, he talking to the spirit that's behind the king, the true king of Tyre. Okay? So he says, son of man, take up a lamentation upon the king of Tyre. Go ahead.
And say unto him, thus saith the Lord God, thou sittest up the sun full of wisdom and perfect in beauty.
So he's saying, you full of wisdom and perfect in beauty. Go ahead.
Thou hast been in Eden, the garden of God.
So he said you was where? Go ahead. Where you said he was?
Eden.
In Eden, the garden of God. You understand? So this can't be a physical man. This got to be something more than a physical man, because wasn't nobody there but Adam and Eve. See, we talking about the serpent, but we talking about Satan, but it's gonna clear itself up. So first of all, it says Satan, you full of wisdom and perfect in beauty. So it said, and back in Genesis, it said it was a tree to be one to be desired. It was good to look upon, and it made one wise. That's what it said about this tree. But now when you read in Ezekiel chapter 28, it say, seal is up the song full of wisdom and perfect in beauty. You know what I'm saying? Because when you read Genesis 3 and 6, it says, and the woman said, when the woman saw that the tree was good for food and it was pleasant to the eyes and a tree to be desired to make one wise. See how we putting these pieces together? Keep on reading though, verse 13.
Every precious stone was thy covering, the sardis, topaz, and the diamond, the beryl, the onyx, and the jasper, the sapphire, the emerald, and the carbuncle, and gold. The workmanship of thy tabrets and of thy pipes was prepared in thee in the day that thou was created.
Now you see, brothers and sisters, we people, and from dust thou art, and to dust shall thou return. We made from dirt. Now you looking at this man body, and his body ain't made from dirt. See, his body is made of diamonds and beryls and onyx and jaspers and sapphire. See, that's why a lake of fire got to be made for him, because he different. His body makeup is different than ours. See, God made all this earth. You got to think about that. He made all these elements that's on the earth. So what? It's a big thing for him to use diamonds, and he made us from dirt. We don't look like the ground. You understand? So just because he made from diamonds and beryls and jasper don't mean he gonna look like, when you look at him, he gonna look like a diamond. This is showing you his body makeup is different from ours. He got a different body. That's why he made the lake of fire to put him in. But go ahead though, verse 14.
Thou art the anointed cherub that covered.
He said, you the anointed cherub. See, this was an angel, brothers and sisters, that covered. So we already know, we done got past the point. We are not talking about a man. Go ahead.
And I have set thee so. Thou wast upon the holy mountain of God. Thou hast walked up and down in the midst of the stones of fire. Thou wast perfect in thy ways from the day that thou was created. To iniquity was found in thee.
And what iniquity was found in him? He had exalted himself above God. We read that in Isaiah already. See how we putting this thing together, brothers and sisters? Let's go, go ahead, keep reading. Verse 16.
By the multitude of thy merchandise, they have filled the midst of thee with violence, and thou hast sinned. Therefore I will cast thee as profane out of the mountain of God, and I will destroy thee, O covering cherub, from the midst of the stones of fire. Thy heart was lifted up because of thy beauty.
So now we get some more explanation. He was like, you was looking so good up in this place that, and your position and all that, saying that your heart got lifted up with pride. Go ahead.
Thou hast corrupted thy wisdom by reason of thy brightness.
Go ahead.
I will cast thee to the ground. I will lay thee before kings that they may behold thee.
Go ahead.
Thou hast defiled thy sanctuaries by the multitude of thine iniquities, by the iniquity of thy traffic. Therefore I will bring forth a fire from the midst of thee. It shall devour thee,